Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the World Championship.
Edwards. Edwards! They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
I'm in the Wolves After Dark. If you're new here, like the stream. If we get to 50 likes, as always, we're going to do a giveaway tonight for something from the shop. I don't know. It could be one of the Wolves After Dark shirts. It could be a horse-sized duck shirt. I don't know. But the Timberwolves win 120 to 113. As we discussed, this was going to be a little bit more difficult this time. It's not going to be the same easy cakewalk it was the first game against the Jazz. Although it's a weird game because it kind of felt like it was an easy one. But it was close a lot of the game. I mean, we got a little bit of separation in that third quarter, but like it was pretty uncomfortable. Zane, there's 2 streams. So thank you for mentioning that. There are 2 streams tonight. If you're accidentally on the vertical stream, there is another stream on the channel. We're trying something new. StreamYard just offered it, and I'll see what it does, see how it goes. So feel free, go to the channel, find the other stream, but it's there. I've pulled up both on my end, so I think it's working. But they got a few players back. Yeah, that's true also. But still, I think that also a big part of it is just that they are like, we're not about to take another 30, 40-point loss or whatever it was. And came to play to a degree. I mean, I do think that the other thing that I forgot coming into this game was that this was a back-to-back. And like, I'm aware that we were all here yesterday and we were all talking about the Wolves. But it like didn't hit me until I think Gerald said something in the Discord where it was like, oh yeah, this literally is like we played less than 24 hours ago. So it's kind of crazy. But Nicole, Jaden makes us so much scarier. Oh my goodness. Jaden is just so fun to watch on a nightly basis. Like I'm almost equally excited to watch Jaden. I know for some of you, you're going to say that this is how it's always been, but you know, I think Ant is obviously the main attraction every night, but right now I'm pretty 50-50 between him and Jaden. You know, it's I mean, that dunk that Jaden had tonight was just as good as any Ant dunks that we've seen. So I feel pretty good about it all. But no, Timberwolves win. I didn't check our record though. That makes us 7-4. That feels pretty good. So now out of these 4 easy games that we had, we now are 3-3 or 3 out of 3 in wins. Worst you can be is 3-1. I think that's pretty good. But we're gonna play the Kings at home on Friday, so that should be a good game too. But all right, Jaden, my goat. Rough start for Ant again, but again, that could have been the back-to-back. So it's not only a back-to-back, it's a back-to-back at altitude. That's true. I don't really think of Utah as that, but I mean, I'm aware that they are, you know, different. It's not Colorado, but like it's up there. Professional win, got to take care of business against these bad teams. Yeah, I liked our other professional wins when we were winning by 40, but this, yes, there were moments where we kind of quelled any concerns in that fourth quarter. There were moments where, who was it? Like Clayton, is that his name? I don't know, but they had multiple guys that were like kind of hitting some shots, and it was like, okay, this is getting a little tight. And then Ant comes down and makes a midi, or you know, then the next time down, it's like, oh, Rudy creates a nevermind and turnover, and then it's like, you know, Julius with 3. You know, there were just lots of plays that made it acceptable, but Ant did fry them in the second half. Who's Ant? You know who I watch for. Yeah, exactly. So nice to see the Wolves have a down half and not have it spiral out of control. That too. That's what it's. That is why, you know, it's by Matt Peters, the professional win comment. This is in previous seasons, maybe not last season, maybe a little bit last season. This could have been a loss for us, but no, this ends up being a good win. 7-4 feels good. I don't know where that puts us in the standings. I guess as of right now, we're 6th in the West. Looks like a few other teams won tonight. Looks like every team in the West. Oh my goodness. The Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, us, Warriors, and Suns all are on win streaks right now. So, and that's the top 8. That's pretty wild. Rough, bad starts don't bother me. Well, and see, that's where I kind of said this early on in the season. I'm not this season. I'm a little less emotional about the games, regular season that is. Probably playoffs too, to a degree, but it's we do have to be a little bit calm when it comes to these games in the regular season because bad teams can win good against good teams. It just can happen. So I'm not going to get too concerned about it, but yeah. Wow, we got a lot of you here tonight. Look at this. Appreciate it. If you're watching me live vertically, like the stream and leave a comment. But if you're watching vertically and you don't want to watch vertically, there is a link or go to the profile and you can just click on the other live stream and it'll take you right there. So this is a loss majority of the time I've been a Wolves fan. I mean, yes, and we've been Wolves fans for a long time, but you are correct. Seems like the team needs a little more than that dominant team, or to be that dominant team. I guess I want more from Rudy as far as dominance. I mean, he dominated in the first half a lot, but he is playing well. But I'd love to see him monster down low. And to your point, I'd like to see this against a team that's not the Jazz and not like a below 500 team. He did that against the Lakers in one game in the postseason last year, but I want to see this consistently. I want to see the dominating because I do think he dominated tonight. But look at us expecting playoff basketball. Who would have thought? I know. It's pretty crazy. There was a moment in, I think, the third when Ant put us up by like 20 points or something like that. And I was just like, man, hearing the crowd ooh and ah, it's like the roles have just reversed now. Not necessarily exactly between us and Utah. I mean, they kind of have, but just like we aren't a bad team anymore. We're a good team. And that doesn't mean that we're not allowed to nitpick here. We are going to nitpick. We are going to complain. But I don't know. It's just a joy to watch this team and sit there and relax. And I'm like, dude, I'm having fun watching basketball. This isn't like stress, So, because I think becoming a good team was stressful because you knew that you were capable of winning, but you weren't winning all the time. Whereas like when we were bad teams back in like the early 2010s or something like that, there was no expectation. So if we started playing well, or even just getting close in a game, it felt like a win. Now, and then once when we got Ant, then we start winning some games, losing some games that we shouldn't. But now it's like we're just having a professional team now. So, no. Oh, you're talking about Solidus, fellow Wolves fan question. Solidus has got these caps locked in this season. Do you think Ant is better than Luka straight up? I mean, I think it's closer than it's ever been, but I still think Luka's a little bit better just because I believe that Luka can just like go off any game that he wants to. I think Ant can go off almost every game that he wants to, but there's still moments. I mean, he just doesn't have the same amount of gravity. Luka's got so much gravity that they almost just have to give up and just hope that he misses. And that's kind of how we play him in the playoffs, So I don't think he's there yet, but he's close. Also, he's younger than Luka, so he's got time to get there. I'm not worried. I think he's probably close to where Luka was when Luka was the same age. So Rudy had a little fun no look. Yeah, it was a little rough, but it got to its intended target. Ant's defense can make him better than any player. That is true. Ant's defense, like overall, Ant is probably a better player because Luka just does not have defense. He also, if you're going to take into account injuries and longevity, like Ant has clearly beat him there. He beats him in defense. Even though Ant has lapses on defense, he's still, he can be a lockdown defender for sometimes. Luka rarely does that. So, but yeah. But yes, Luka is still, I still think offensively, Luka is on a different tier. Okay. Ant does have Luka's gravity. He just doesn't have the passing. Yeah, that's true, Lufadiana. He doesn't have the passing yet either. Luka's passing is like, I mean, Luka's passing's nuts. What do you think about the bench's productivity? Well, let's pull up some stats. Well, we'll get into that here shortly, but we still need more from Nas. Nas is just not looking good. I think I'm just accepting that it's probably going to take longer than I want it to. I mean, it already has taken longer than I want to for him to be back at like 100% as a player. Like obviously after that off season, mentally, I mean that I don't know how you ever recover from something like that, but as a player, strictly speaking, basketball, I just wish we had 2 words Nas Reed back because right now it's like it's honestly like a time capsule of him from like 4 years ago, where it's like sure he can have some nice offensive plays, and every once in a while he'll smack a shot, he can block a shot, but it's just in general like I mean right now it's not great. It's not looking great. And like on a night where we only won by 7, but it was like him and Mike were pretty bad in the plus minus tonight. He was minus 14, Mike was minus 13. But it's just gonna have to take time. I don't know. Hard to criticize Nas, but he's been rough to start the season. Exactly, Ween. It's tricky. I don't wanna, I don't want to be too harsh on him because we know who he can be. And it's not like he suddenly is like so significantly worse than he was last season. The defense, though, is about the same, maybe worse than last season. But I think that is something that we can take from it, unfortunately, and say that that's been pretty bad. The offense, though, it's out of whack right now. It was a little bit last season, too, but we know that he has the capability on any given night to score 20. So we'll see. Regardless, even if, the offseason he had didn't happen, and even if he was playing well right now, I still think there's this chance that, we make, if we are to make a trade midseason, I mean, I think he would have still been a top candidate for that. I'm not trying to trade him, but like, I just think if the team is trying to upgrade at point guard, you're going to have to get rid of a big or a tweener because he's really a tweener. So it's just a tricky one. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk about trading Nas or anything like that. Raised by Wolves, Wolf Trees, love it. I don't have my jersey on tonight. I don't have any fun hats or anything. We just streamed last night, so this is our chill one. Cool. Okay. Got beat at every position. This is what I'm telling you guys. I told you last game. Watch him on defense. Like it's concerning. I looked away tonight because I have been watching every other one. I don't like it, but Nas had some moments tonight where he was playing better defense. And FJD, I do think the eye test offensively over the last 2 games, I know it hasn't translated to a ton of points and it's been kind of a lot of shots for nothing, but something about his shot just does look more confident, and I'm not seeing really bad body language from him. I mean, Nas always argues calls and stuff like that, but like I thought it looked a little bit more normal. So maybe that's just a stepping stone to getting some shots to go in. And I've said this all the time, but it's like if you can struggle and learn and get a rhythm and even play bad and win, that's a winning formula, because then when you're bad and you're losing, you feel the brunt of so much pressure. And now, I mean, Nas has had multiple games now where he hasn't been great and he's gotten a lot of shots up, but he's not to blame for any losses. He's not to blame for any, he's not to blame for any losses. That's the main thing. So it's like he can kind of take that, he can mental reset, and he could probably just do that on his own. He's a professional athlete. That's half the battle, is half physical, half mental. He can get over that, but I think it's easier when you're winning. So, and that's why championship contenders, they draft these players low in the draft and they don't have any expectations. And then they're able to kind of flourish mid to late season because the team's good. They don't need them to win. So it works out. Hopefully that's the case for Nas. Anyways, we'll talk. I mean, maybe we're gonna. That's basically his. That's basically his tier list there. So we can maybe stand to lose a guard. Well, we need a guard. We need a guard. I think. I think we could lose a wing. I don't know. I would leave Nas alone because Wolves are going to need him in the long run. See, and that actually is a good point because my long term thought on him was like he is going to be at some. I thought we were going to trade Randall at some point. I thought Randall and DiVincenzo were just temporary pieces to get us a Kevin Durant or to get us whoever some other big player to go along with Ant. But now Julius has played so well and Nas has not been playing so well, and Julius's contract looks kind of incredible, and Nas's contract as of right now doesn't look amazing. But there was a moment in time where I was like, well, we need Nas because eventually he's going to be our starter. These last few games have definitely, and this whole season has shaken my confidence in that. But again, it's just tough to gauge. Anyways, by the way, yes, Nicole, they look scary in the tree jerseys, 1000%. And man, some of these guys just look born to be in these jerseys. It's crazy. But I can't even imagine the Wolves without Randall at this point. What are we without Randall? I guess I have to look at the splits a little bit more. Somebody posted a good website. I don't remember, in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord, by the way. But it was like showing, it was like a very nice visualization of like the lineups and like who plays well together, who doesn't, and when they play together during the game and things like that. I want to see some Rudy Nas minutes and see how good or bad they've been. Because maybe it's better than I'm thinking, but I don't know. I just, every time I'm seeing Nas out there defensively, even when Rudy's out there, I'm just not feeling great. But I need to see the numbers. So I know I wouldn't trade Randall anymore either. It's crazy. I mean, we're only now at this point, like Randall. At this point, Randall might actually be too valuable, even if we wanted to trade him, because who are we getting in return? Like in the past, I think it made sense if we were going to do something like KD, because KD's like an aging star. He's going to fall off at some point, and any injury could be career ending. So, there was a high risk there. And that's why I was like, the first initial version we got of Randall, where it was pretty rough, it wasn't terrible, but it was like, okay, this feels like something you could pair with another young player or draft pick or something like that and get KD. But now it's like, I mean, he's been incredible for us. We've got a couple most improved players possibly on this team. It's pretty fun. So Randall and Rob for AD win a championship. Yeah, see, AD would be kind of fun. But could you do AD and Gobert next to each other? That'd be crazy. By the way, the Mavs are gonna have to blow things up. I think I haven't seen any notifications come through yet, but it sounds like Nico's gonna get fired for real. They're just a disaster. I mean, injuries have plagued them, but this is just why the Luka trade was so bad. It was just so bad. Maybe on the verge of Julius becoming a top 3 Wolf of all time. I mean, it all depends on the results, because if we make it to the finals or something like that, then I mean, anybody on that team is immediately probably like a top 20 Wolf of all time. Like, for real. Even if we lose the finals, just getting to the finals is so valuable. Anyways, let's do the tier list. Tier list time. Remember, if we get to 50 likes on the stream tonight, we are going to do a giveaway, a merch giveaway. I didn't put the merch website in the link in the bio, but if you wanted to, we've got some nice cheap shirts available, some Wolves After Dark shirts. Let me pull it up here so that we're good. But yeah, we've got a nice new shop. You guys seem to like the brand, the Fourth Wall. That works, so that's cool. I'm gonna put it back in the chat here. Can I do this? There we go. I think this is right. Bang. Pin this. There we go. And that works. There we go. So if you want to buy your own merch, we've got some there. It helps us out a ton if you buy it. I'm trying to do this semi full time this year, doing this every game. So if you're watching on a vertical stream, subscribe to the stream. It would help me a lot, and it's just one button click for you. And if you're watching on your TV, pull it up on your phone and subscribe. Appreciate that. But anyways, I got to get the right screen up here. There we go. Sorry, this is really funky for vertical. I don't even know how to fix this. I don't think I can. It's kind of crazy. Well, you can deal with it, I think. You're going to have to deal with it. Oh, I don't want that. There we go. Cool. Join us on the regular stream. Anyways, A1, unforgettably good game. You're going to tell your future children about it. Wancho, unforgettably bad game. Horse-sized duck, incredible game. May not remember it, but it's like top tier game. Cash, good shooting performance. Nice is self-explanatory. Old moves up and down depending on how you feel about Mike Conley, basically. Sometimes Rudy, and Joe sometimes as well. Meh, we care about you, bud. Isn't that you were necessarily bad. You might have been a little bad. You might have been a little good, but kind of unnoticed. And that's your tier list. And tonight, we're going to go a little faster because, again, this is a back-to-back for me, too. And I don't think we need to be talking this much about the Jazz. Okay, to begin, who do we got? We're not going to do Rob. He only played 4. Well, we could do Rob. We'll put Rob in meh, we care about you. He got some first quarter minutes. It looked pretty terrible. It was pretty bad. I feel bad saying that. I wanted it to be good. I really did. But that floater was gross, and just all of his minutes out there did not look good to me. So it's a meh, we care about you, bud. Jalen Clark had a steal, had some decent defense, but did pick up 4 fouls in 13 minutes. I think it's probably also a meh. I don't want to put him any. I don't think it was nice. Had a chance at that corner 3, which I just was certain it was going to go in. It did not, but he had 2 points and 1 rebound, 1 steal. Mike Conley, he's going to be old, and might be where it is. He played 18 minutes. That's good. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I actually thought his first initial minutes looked kind of good. He pulled up into that 3, and I was like, whoa, okay. Mike is still just feeling it. But he didn't play much. I didn't feel like he was that bad tonight. So like he was a minus 13, which was team's second worst, like we mentioned. I didn't feel like it was negative 13, but maybe he was just out there when it was Nas as the center. I don't know. That was weird. So, yeah, Silverton, this is true. Minnesota isn't Rob's home. He will be good, just not as a Timberwolf. That could be. Old needs to go down. See, I don't know that I feel that way. And I'm telling you, Rob, I'm just not. I know you guys maybe don't like that I'm kind of standing up for Rob. I don't know that I'd classify it as standing up for him. I just think that he's 20 years old. We got to give him more time before. I mean, I'm willing to say that he's not he's not going to be an all-star. But do I think he could be a point guard for us? Potentially. I'm not even that high right now. But he's 20. I'm not going to wave any white flag on him just yet. And also, I don't want to trade him because he has no value right now. He does not look good. Or if somebody has value, if another team values him, maybe you take advantage. I don't know, but I'm still willing to wait on that. I always knew, not gonna lie. I don't know. And see, I think, Sam, this is kind of where I am. I'm just not willing to give up yet. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's been pretty or even at all promising. There was a couple of games in his rookie year that looked pretty good, honestly. And I was like, okay, maybe it'll work. We haven't seen like a decent, we've seen like an okay Rob game recently, but I don't know. Like a Mario Chalmers. I don't know if he's even going to be. Honestly, I'd be happy if he could just hold his own for 30 minutes out there. But, as Sam is saying, maybe the JJ McCarthy of the Timberwolves. I guess I have higher hopes in JJ than I do in Rob. So I feel way better about JJ. Okay. Next up, who are we gonna do? Did I put Mike? Yes. Mike, and I mean, honestly, he can go down. I don't know. He was a minus 13. I don't know why, but apparently he wasn't good out there. Let's do Naz Reid. He played 28 minutes. He was 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, a block. Nice block. But he was a minus 14, 3 of 10, 1 of 7 from 3, had a foul, a turnover. I mean, this is just not good. I don't know if it was Wancho because I don't think it was an unforgettably bad game. If we're going by the definition of Wancho, I don't think it's a Wancho. I mean, it's really bad, and if we had another tier that was in between old and Wancho, like I don't know, like almost Wancho tier, like I'd probably do that. So I think I'm gonna put him probably at the bottom of meh. Because again, the eye test for me, I mean, the numbers are not good, and at times the eye test was not good. But I think that for the like not for the most part, but there were some moments that looked a little better tonight. But that's really grasping. Like that's really trying to find something. Yeah, it's just not looked good. So we'll put him there. Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah, another meh for Nas. This so Capo, this is where you can get me on your side because the amount of capital that we gave up to get Rob for him to turn into, we don't know yet, but we can kind of assess his top outcome and his bottom outcome. Bottom outcome is that he never really hits anything and never plays. And I think that's a possibility. What is like the best version of Rob? The best version of Rob is like what like the best possible is like, I mean, he's not gonna be Maxi though. He's just not. Like Shabazz Napier. I mean, he was even like he had more muscle and like I don't know. I don't know what the best version of is. Yeah. I really don't know. He doesn't play enough, but also when he does play, it doesn't look good. Yeah, but Buzelis does look amazing. He's not. Yeah, he's not gonna be that. It's not like. But anyways, we're beyond Rob. I don't want to get too pessimistic. Let's go to Dante. Dante, 14 points in 37 minutes. Had a block, nice block. 2 assists, a steal. Got hit in the face again. He was 4 of 11, but it didn't feel like 4 of 11 to me. And I know I say that a lot, but I don't know. He is out there, and when he's out there, I feel good. He was plus 18 tonight, second highest in plus minus. I've liked having him out there. I think I for the offense, I think it just works really well because then you have so much potential offense, and he has the ability to lob it up to Gobert. Um, it's not like incredible point guard play, but the having the scoring out there makes it easier for Ant, makes it easier for Randall, makes it easier for him. So I'm a pretty big fan of it. I put him in nice tonight, honestly. I feel pretty good about him. 1 of 8 from 3. Is he really 1 of 8 from 3? Jesus. Maybe he wasn't nice. I just don't feel like he was that bad. Dante was nice. Dante was ass. Ass. Plus 18. I don't know. I still feel like he was okay. I still don't like Dante, but he's better than Mike. Maybe. I don't don't dislike either of them. So maybe I'm just wrong. Dante was nice. Thank you. I like him off the bench. I like him off the bench if we had a real point guard. I just don't. I don't know that with Mike in the starting lineup it works as well. Like I was saying, I just think we need that. So he wasn't great. He was nice. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not trying to say he was incredible. Because that would be cash or horse-sized duck. But I don't think he was meh. I think he was okay tonight. I'm gonna put him in nice. But that's all I have to say about that. And it plus 18, and it felt like it to me. I don't know. Every time I see him come in, I feel confidence. That's just me personally. Now on to the other starters. We've got 4 players left. Yeah, 4 players left. Let's do Rudy. Rudy Gobert. 34 minutes, he had 14 points and 12 rebounds. Now, that's kind of funny because he had 8 points and 5 rebounds in the first quarter, 4 points and 2 rebounds in the second. So he had 12 points and 7 rebounds in the first half. And then he scored 2 points and had 5 rebounds in the second half. Every minute he's not out there, though, it feels like the world is ending. It's not to say that every minute that he's out there feels amazing, but when he's not, So I think I'm comfortable with him being early on. I was going to say this is a cash game, probably not a horse-sized duck game, but I was pretty comfortable with a nice or with a cash. But as the game went on, it was just a little less cohesive, a little bit more sloppy. I didn't love it. So he was plus. Oh, you're still talking about Dante. Rudy was nice. Okay. If Dante is nice, then the rest is cash. I don't think so. Rudy has been great for us lately. He really has. He actually was legit nice. I agree with that, Capo. If Rudy could simply catch the ball, I think his value would rise a ton. It's crazy. I swear, I've told you this. I'm not going to go back and watch Utah Jazz games when he played for the Jazz, but I swear he was able to catch the ball better when he played in Utah. I just swear. And I think that when he came to Minnesota, his hands, I don't know, maybe he was so old, his hands just stopped working or something. But he's a nice. And I do think, yes, he was better than Dante tonight. For all the controversy. He is so important for us, kind of unfortunately, because there's a lot of fun things that we could do trade-wise and free agent-wise down the road if we didn't have Rudy, but we can't play without him right now. Nas has been so bad defensively. You don't have another big in the person that plays for the Knicks now. I'm not going to say their name. It's you just don't have, and Baron J is still 18. He's just gonna need more time. I really thought, though, I was kind of hopeful that tonight would be a night where we did get a little bit more Baron J, but again, it just is not happening. So I don't know what it's gonna take for that to happen, but it seems like we're not close. High nice for Rudy. D'Lo ruined Rudy's hands. That's possible. Cool. Next up, Jaden McDaniels. Get your grades in for Jaden. He had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 0 blocks. I'm certain he had a block. I remember him blocking one. I don't know. That's interesting. But either way, this was an incredible game. He was only +8, but he played he played 35 minutes and we won by 7, so that makes sense. It's just, as I said at the beginning of the show, I don't have a ton more to say, but it just Jaden's been so fun to watch. It's impossible. I'm looking forward to Jaden playing now almost over Ant. It's just crazy. So yeah, no, I'm very excited. Very excited for Jaden right now, going forward, everything. Another untouchable, if we're talking about trades and stuff like that. If you can get this level of production from Jaden and Ant side by side, throw in a Julius, throw in a whoever, feels pretty good. So I'm loving it. 12 points in the fourth. And that massive dunk. J-Mac cash. Nice below Rudy. Pippen mode. Yeah, exactly. It is kind of like that. He turned a meh into a cash. I still think, though, early on, he was still looking pretty good. Jaden, he rarely is going off for crazy amount of points. 16 feels a little better. Recently he's been scoring crazy. But you're right. In the first 2 quarters, he scored 2 points and had 3 rebounds and an assist, or 2 assists. It was kind of a nothing, but yeah, that fourth quarter, he played all 12 minutes, scored 12 points. Pretty amazing. pretty amazing. It's kind of a weird one. This isn't really normally what we use Cash for because he only shot, what did he shoot? Like 6 of 13, 6 of 12? I mean, 6 of 12 is okay. 6 of 13. That's not really like Cash, but I think he was better than Nice tonight. This is a night where we probably could use 3 or 4 more tiers to the tier list, but because like I could comfortably see Dante in a tier below Nas. I don't think that they were the same level of player tonight. But I just don't want to fill up the whole screen with 20 tiers. So we deal with some discomfort. Anyways, Jaden, I think Cash is fair tonight, even though it wasn't necessarily the craziest shooting. It feels like the craziest shooting though, because just in previous years, in games where Jaden was going to get 13 shots, we would expect that to be 3 of 13, 4 of 13. It would be bad, but he's just played amazing. I'm waiting for Friday so that I can watch Jaden McDaniels play again. Catch up. We don't need huge trades because we got a big 3. We need a facilitator. 100%. 100%. I don't know who that is, but that's what we need. We need Jaden Tree's jersey. It is a crime that it is still out of stock on the store. I guess I didn't check this evening, but the last I checked, which was like yesterday, maybe the day before, there is no Jaden. There's no jerseys outside of Ant, and I think there's some Rudy ones. It's for the trees. It's crazy. But cash for him. Julius Randle, get your grades in. You check this evening, it's still out of stock. It's crazy. It's just unbelievable. Well, because Love Fadina, here's the problem. When we're gonna get into games that are like that matter. I think I was saying this on the stream last time, or maybe I was talking to because after the stream I talked to Ashwin last night. It could be I can't remember where I said this, but when we get into the playoffs and we're playing better teams and good teams, as my light dies, when we're playing the better teams, I want like when Julius gets ball pressure or Ant gets ball pressure, they're just not the same. This lineup that we have works better because we have more scorers, so people kind of have to. They can't double both Julius and Ant because Dante now has been shooting better. Maybe not tonight, but in general, he's been shooting okay. And same with Jaden. Jaden also is opening this up too. So in that element, you're right. It could be good for us that we don't necessarily need like a facilitator. But I just think that we need a true point guard where we don't have to worry if they get double teamed that they're going to turn the ball over. Because in the playoffs, that's what happened to Julius against OKC, Ant also, and it was just a struggle. So either you need to have the craziest pace ever, like the Pacers, which we have never shown to be able to be capable of, to kind of beat that pressure, or you need some kind of floor general that can comfortably do that, which at times has been Mike. But Mike has been shooting better recently, so maybe you can do that right now. But I just think you need that more. You've seen how Ant handled the Blazers defense first game, right? The Blazers are better, but like, I don't know. I'm thinking like OKC. I'm thinking these top teams with good defenses. I just don't know. I agree with this take. The world isn't ready for Point Rue. I'm definitely not ready for that. I wish McConnell, but he's hurt now. There's just all the players that I'm interested in are hurt or just signed a contract. And it's like, so they're not eligible until like December or January, which that could work. But it's like, what are we trading? And we can't trade too much for a point guard because I'm not trying to give up like Nas for like Dennis Schroeder or something like that, I don't know. And I'm not saying that Dennis Schroeder is the perfect example, but I think he's the quality of player you're probably looking for. I don't know. It's just a weird one. Anyways, Julius Randle tonight. Get your grades in for Julius. He played 34 minutes, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, almost a triple-double. 3 steals from Julius tonight. He was a team high plus 22, 7 of 16, 12 of 13 from the line, drew a lot of fouls tonight, and argued about a lot more. And I think he was right in arguing tonight. He was getting hammered most of the night. He finally did get those free throws. It's rare that we see free throws in the double digits or almost teens for a Timberwolf player. But he was hot after halftime or right before halftime when he hit the shot to make it like 53 to 55 or something, or 51 to 55. And he was mad. He was like really mad. Another HSD for Randall. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know that I feel HSD tonight. I would have so I have been thinking about Westbrook recently. The only one that I've really gotten semi interested about, which is a big trade, and I don't know who you give up to do this, but it's to get Harden because he's an aging vet. He is a point guard. He's going to give you lots of assists and scoring, which I think is helpful. But I just don't know what you're giving up because you're not just giving up Nas for Harden. It doesn't make any sense. You don't really have future draft capital to give up. You could give up Rob, but again, what value does he have? You'd have to be giving up. I really don't know. It's such a weird situation. So, anyways, Julius was a strong nice to a light cash. See, Julius has had two semi kind of I don't want to say forgettable games because he had some nice tonight. He had some really nice plays. Last game he had a really quiet 19 points, I think. This game felt better. I just don't know, stats wise, it's amazing. And he was a plus 22. So obviously him being out there was good. And he is also noticeable when he is out there and he's when he's getting replaced by Nas, it's but no, he looked really good tonight. I'm kind of in between nice and cash. See, yeah. And I'm in between. He turned a Wancho into a cash. Yeah, that's true. I think since I'm in between nice and cash, we go up to a cash. I agree, Love Fadina. Crazy thing is Randall has been playing so good that I expect now, which makes it think it's more of a nice. I know. I see 27, 8, and 7, and I'm like, yep, that's just Julius Randall. And that's crazy. Because we have him on a 3-year, $100 million deal. So he's making $33 million. It's pretty nuts. It's a pretty crazy contract right now. Tearflate. Yeah, we're tearflating. We're tearflating because we won. And I'm in between nice and cash. I don't remember who said it, but it's a high, nice, light cash. I think that's where we are. Behringer will not play this year. I know, it's kind of crazy. Okay. Julius Randle, great game. Last but not least, Anthony Edwards. Get your grades in for Anthony Edwards. 38 minutes. He had 35 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block. He was 13 of 25, very high efficiency. 5 of 9 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line. Didn't really get to the line that much. Only 1 turnover, 3 fouls, but obviously just tons of big buckets. Lots of good clutch buckets. Let's see. What was his quarter by quarters? Well, you guys get your grades in. He had 8 points in the first quarter. He had 2 points in the second. He had 21 points in the third quarter. And I will say, I thought he, again, kind of came out lethargic and did not look amazing to start the game. But then it turned into something that I really liked. 21 points in the third quarter is crazy. And then he had 4 in the fourth. But again, that was all Jaden in the fourth. So, but that third quarter, he starts scoring. We go up. I mean, he was a plus 15 in the third quarter. That's pretty good. I'm sorry. That's okay. That's okay. Oh gosh. Let's get Steven Adams. I was actually for a second, I convinced myself that we should trade for Kevin Love to be our backup center so we can get some more rebounding. And then I was like, actually, the defense. Then it's the same problem. Cash, Love in the midi, HSD. Cash, glad he could start make a few short shots. Yes, that too. Horse-sized cash. um, horse-sized ant. HSD. Kevin Harlan needs to stop saying stroking it when Ant is shooting from three. Do you mean Alan Horton? He did say stroking it, and I actually I did say that out loud to my wife. I was like, "Oh no, he was saying it about Randall or somebody. I can't. Maybe it was Ant." And I was like, "Oh, he's stroking it." It is kind of crazy. By the way, Alan Horton, I feel like he is improved. You know, I think there was a lot of criticism of him at the beginning, especially when he would like fill in for games. I think that's really difficult to go from radio to TV for one game last season. But now that he's been getting a couple games in a row now, don't get me wrong. I love Grady. I'm a big Grady fan. I wish we could have Grady all the time. And I'm, happy for Grady that he gets to do what he's doing because I think that the whole country should experience Grady. But Allen's been better. I think he really has. We should put Alan Horton on the tier list, but he's been getting a little bit more comfortable. He's not doing as like intense radio play by play. He's been able to kind of crack some jokes with Jim too. It's been fine. I've been okay with it. Kevin Hart. Yeah, you're good. Oh gosh, yeah, that's okay. I was like, wait, was this a national game and I just didn't even pay attention? Indeed, Charlie Barley. Yeah, exactly, King Jack. That was crazy, Ween. That was seriously. And Jim, I love when Jim reacts like that to dunks. It makes the dunk so much more hype. Seriously, Charlie Barley, this is the comment of the night. Never apologize for sleep in November. It's rough right now. It's hard. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of all out of sorts right now with how the time is. And also, I'm in Washington and it gets a little darker than it does in Minnesota, I think, earlier. So it's even crazier. I don't even know when the sun sets. Oh, I know it's sunrise now because it's already set. Oh, it's only 9. Jeez, I'm so confused. Anyways, and guys, I don't know that it's HSD tonight. I mean, this was a great game, but similar to what like Gerald said earlier, it's kind of like I almost expect this, which is crazy and selfish and maybe not selfish. That might not be the right word, but it's like I need to appreciate this, which I do. I mean, really, God, the stats are so good and it felt so good. It probably should be HSD. The only thing that's holding back is that we just have had some kind of rough starts to games where he's looking a little flat. And like tonight, it felt like it almost affected us to the point like we were losing like for most of the game in the beginning. It was not really that good, even though the offense as a whole was like okay. We could have used some Ant. The only thing I can't argue with is that in these games where he hasn't started well, others are starting well and then staying hot through the game, and then he's able to pick it up. It is kind of like this professional approach of because in the past we always were mad because Ant was saying that he was deferring to teammates, and it's like, well, dude, you're the star of the show, like take over. But he might if this is intentional, might be valuable. It might be valid. I don't know. So top cash for Ant, but Randall should be in the middle. Not gonna lie. Really? Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. That's true. I don't know if I really thought about that much. Ant said this year is a ring and MVP, so it's just high cash. I think I'm high cash. It's crazy to say that because similar to what we were talking about earlier, it's like, I mean, if we had a player play like this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would have been like, I will never forget this game. I don't care who the opponent is. I will never forget this game. And they will be cherished in my life forever, regardless of how good or bad they do from this point forward. And tonight I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. No, but it is special. I do realize that it is special. So yeah, pretty good. For Finch, I honestly could give him a nice tonight. I thought it was okay. Well, it's in between. It's in between meh and nice for me. I don't know actually. I don't. What was I thinking that made me think that he was nice? I don't know. Well, oh, it was the challenges. He won a challenger too, which by the way, no, he won 2 challenges. I don't that Mike Conley one, I think we should have lost that challenge because Mike was holding the ball while he was standing out of bounds. So we should not have won that challenge. And maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I don't know how the rule works, but Jim and Alan both were like, "Oh no, yeah, it went off of him last." But I don't think they didn't have a camera angle showing his feet. He was on the line. So, Gerald, we are spoiled, 100% certain. Again, I've told yesterday that a slow start means nothing when you have a superstar. Well, and that's the thing. There was a long time where it was like is and a superstar. So when he started, this is what I'm talking about like 3 years, 4 years ago, where it's like we know he's like a top player, especially for our team, especially for the West. But it's like, how much of a top player is he? And a game like tonight just demonstrates that like he's clearly a superstar. So I mean, not that he wasn't a superstar before tonight, but this is just cementing that. But big 3, big cash, another dub, wad fan. I love it. I love it. Cool. He just didn't play the young guys because he believes in magic pixie dust making players better instead of experience. I think it's what somebody said last stream where he's just got this old school approach where you have to earn it. Unless you just have the talent that it just overwhelms, which he does not have the talent that overwhelms. So I think that's where he is with Dilly. But you're right, he does not play old player or young players. He does play old players. Cool. There's your tier list. Doesn't look like we got to 50 likes tonight. That's too bad. That's okay. I kind of expected this. I kind of expected not too many people would honestly be here. Yet somehow we have combined with Twitter and YouTube, we've had over 150 people on it. This is crazy. And I know a lot of you are just lurking in the background, so that's okay. You don't have to comment. Although it does help me. When you guys comment, it definitely makes this easier. So I appreciate all of you that comment. Don't just know, regardless of whether it's positive, negative, whatever, you're making my job easier, and I appreciate it. Every one of you. So truly do appreciate it. Next game. Pull up the schedule here. We've already talked about it a little bit, but the next game, we're playing the Kings again on Friday, a back-to-back again, but at home. So Kings at home, Nuggets at home. And then next Monday, we play the Mavs at home. They could be in shambles by then. They are in shambles. They're 3-8 right now. And then we play the Wizards at home next Wednesday. So 4 home games in a row now. That's good. Cannot ease up. I would love to be 8-4 going up against Denver for a top seed. I get it. We're way too early. Also, Friday's a cup game. If we care about the cup, I don't know. Some players might, but I guess it would be kind of fun to root for that. I don't care about it that much. Like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but it would be fun. If this is something that lasts forever, if the NBA Cup becomes something where in 50 years they're celebrating like the 50th year or something, it would be fun to be one of the first teams that won it. If they could if NBA historians could look back and be like, oh, the Timberwolves, they won an NBA Cup. Not that it's as prestigious, obviously, and it won't be prestigious for a long time. But it might be kind of fun. And it would be fun to watch some meaningful basketball. But we'll see. That's not for a while. That's not until mid-December that the championship happens. So we'll see. 8-4 does sound nice. Oh, gosh. I agree. Justin Bergman, #1 background lurker here. I love it. That's great. We have a back-to-back on Friday. We do. Pretty gross. We should be 13-4 before facing OKC. Hopefully we can win against Denver. We are in a better groove right now than we were playing Denver the first time. Also, we're at home. Would love to beat them. Love to go that. Mavs, we should win. Wizards, we should win. Suns, we should win. Kings, again, we should win. So, yeah, 13-4 is really it's not that crazy. And then let's beat OKC. Let's do that. Cam honoring that new Wolves court with his background lighting. Oh, it's going crazy right now, isn't it? Whoa. Wait, it's this way. Well, I already did that thing the other day where I did this. It's too bright though. I'm gonna need to make that a sticker for the Discord. But yeah, Chernobyl green. That's good. It is pretty wild. I need to have like a blocker here or something. It's kind of nice to have a little bit though, because it's like a lighting technique. But anywho, I think that's it. Looked like I'm seeing myself in the stream. It looks like I'm saluting. Cool. Well, it is a salute time. We're 7-4, maybe 8-4 on Friday. So we got a few days off. That's good. I need to finish up moving, get a little bit better here. That'll be great. 52 wins for life. If you haven't already, hit that like button. And if you're watching this afterwards, like the stream. If we get to 100 likes on any VOD, we're going to do a giveaway. 50 likes in person, we're going to do one. Again, that might change throughout the season, but every stream, if we do that, we're going to do a giveaway. We'll do some tickets here. We could even maybe do some tickets the next stream. So make sure you tune in. Some tickets for one of those games. I don't know. Who wants to see Cooper Flag? I don't know. We'll see. We'll get something. Nice. Back to sleep. Yeah. And for me, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to work a little bit. Great stream once again. I appreciate it. I was at the game. Jazz fans are some of the best fans out there. They are allowed and show up even when their team sucks. That's good to hear. I'm glad they are. Wolf box scores. LFG, welcome back to the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. We're still here. Crone, thanks for the stream. Thank you, Crone. It was good talking to you last night as well, Crone. Take care, bro. Good night. I appreciate it. All right. I appreciate you all as always. 52 wins is still possible. Intro is the outro. HSD. If you know, you know. We will see you Friday night.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the world championship.
Edwards.